following program on Ada Derana 24 is classified as PG. It is intended for younger children in the company of an adult. It may contain some suggestive dialogue, infrequent coarse language, some sexual situations, or some moderate violence. Viewer discretion is advised. The following program contains opinions of the participants and does not reflect the views and beliefs of the Derana Media Network. The network believes in a safe space for all ideas to be expressed without any censorship and on its duty to create such a platform for free speech. Viewer discretion is strictly advised.
Welcome to another episode of The Public Square, where we discuss about the most crucial questions that the general public has to ask from the people who are responsible for the power and for representing the communities in the bigger level. So as we discuss about the burning questions that the community has to ask from our political leaders and the ruling parties, today we are going to discuss about a very crucial and a timely topic, and that is about the local government, the power, the people, and the way forward in terms of this upcoming election. So to discuss about this topic, which is very close to the heart of democracy, because we believe that the local government institutions are the ones that pave the way to speak and voice up for the communities directly, and also to bring about the infrastructure and the most essential services for the community through their voices. So to discuss about the local government and the way forward, we have two individuals who have taken up this challenge to speak up and to represent the community of their area. So we welcome you both to today's program, and to my left I have Mr. Subhaga S. Herath, candidate from the list of Sri Jayawardenapura Kotte Municipal Council representing the Samagi Jana Balawegaya. Welcome you to the program.
Thank you so much.
And to my right, I have Ms. Janadhi Senaratne, candidate Sri Jayawardenapura Kotte Municipal Council representing the United National Party. Welcome you to the program as well.
Thank you.
I believe both of them took up the challenge to go ahead to represent the communities of your area, representing your parties, but I believe both of you have the same objectives and the same perspectives when it comes to delivering the best for the community. So this question is ideally going to be for the both of you as well. So I'll start with first Mr. Subhaga. So now when it comes to the government, they were put into power very recently, and it has been quite some time, and it has been novel. It's a new system because people have taken a stance to give about a chance to a new couple of people who might have not had prior experience in the majority of the ruling party or the essential main power system.
Sure.
So in your stance, what do you feel about the government? Are you feeling good about how the way they conduct, and how do you feel? Are you happy with it, or are you neutral about it, or do you want to just sit back and watch as to what is happening? Or with your candidacy, do you think you want to put a step ahead and do something different?
Well, first of all, thank you again for having me here. I think my stance is very clear. I'm not someone who will sit back and watch while everything falls apart. I do not like to comment. As you said, it's quite new. So I do not like to comment on the current governance of the current government, but I am not entirely happy with it. The main reason would be there were so many promises that were made prior to the election, and most of these promises were supposed to be done immediately. So that's the promise they gave, the word immediately. Mm-hmm. So most of that has not been held up by their end, and that is what's disappointing. And again, that kind of, breaks the trust with people again, setting the political industry as well as the reputation of the job. I think that's where I stand with the current government right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you so much. So he started with that he is not really happy. So in your stance, how do you feel like with the current setup of the government? Do you feel like you're happy about how it's flowing, or do you feel like you need to give a little bit more time to see what they're up to?
Yeah, thank you very much. First thing for having me here. I think actually this government is something that I don't want to criticize. I don't want to say bad about this government or good about this government. It's too early for that. And I don't want to sit back and watch what is happening. There are a lot of promises made, as he said very clearly. There are a lot of promises made, immediate promises, but these were not fulfilled. People are watching whether these are getting fulfilled, or like how is it going to get to our hands, like how these things are going to happen. But what I feel is none has happened. Like, it's still waiting. The waiting process is too long for us. But I think for us it's better to watch and see what's happening some more. And I'm not very much happy, I would say. I'm not very much happy with the things happening around, but we should watch and give some time for them to succeed, if possible.
Yes. Rightfully said. So it is much needed to see if the things are going on, how it's going on, because it has been quite a little time as well as they came into power. But as they rightfully said, let's see what goes on with the upcoming time. Now, both of you all mentioned that you don't want to sit back and just let things happen, but you want to take a stance. I believe that's why you applied for candidacy as well. Now, in that context, I'm going to direct this question first for you. Now, you took the stance to go ahead, the step forward to make sure that you represent the community.
Yes.
Now, I believe both of you have different walks of life, and I'm not pretty sure I'm going to ask all of the history and why you got into this as well. So my question is that, like, you might have a different walk of life up until now, and you decided now to get into politics. And why did you decide? What inspired you? And why at this moment? Because I believe 2025 is a little bit different than the previous setup and also the previous political procedures or scenarios that were going ahead.
Right.
Why this time?
Yeah, actually, if I'd say this is a coincidence me coming into politics, I never planned for this. And when my leaders came and invited me, so I thought that, okay, this is the right time. And they were telling me, like, why don't you contest this time? I thought, like, okay, with the things happening around, and I have been seeing all these things. I've been like sitting and watching all this time. I have been sitting and watching. Nothing we could do. Yeah. And then I thought this is the correct time for the younger generation to come up, and as educated people to come out and do something for our community, to do the best for our community. Actually, I'm coming from a political family, I would say. My father was into politics, and my father was in and out of politics, and I have seen and I have heard all these things happening at home. But I did not like about it. I didn't like politics. When someone speaks about it also, I just walk away from there. Because two things that I really don't like is, one thing is politics, the other thing is gossip. Okay. I really hated those two. So what I thought was these things are not going to go anywhere. But now I feel that if we educated people come forward, and if we can do something for our community, we can win this. We are doing things for our own people. Right. Yeah, it's not for anybody like our younger generation, the generations to come. Yeah, people who have been here, sometimes they did not do for the other people. What they did is for themselves. But what we have to do is for the other people, the next generation. That's what I think.
Right, so it's very much of futuristic aspect as well. You took a step ahead, because not only for yourself but for the upcoming generations as well, and that's actually something positive that we can see within this election period as well. I believe you can agree with me, because I see so many youth coming up this time for the local government elections as well. And in that context, with her having a political background but not liking it at first, how does your setup look like? Why did you get into politics, and why this time?
Well, my inspiration is not of ambition per se, it's more of a sense of responsibility. I am patriotic down to the last bone, and I could have stayed back abroad, or I could have migrated abroad during the Aragalaya time. But that's actually when I was motivated to come and step into politics and see what I can do, how I can impact positively to Sri Lanka. That being said, yes, my family it has a history of public service. Both my grandfathers have been in politics.
Right.
And that being said, I mean, I have been involved in many community services, social activism, animal welfare, and also empowering the youth. But I have also gone through a lot of hardships, and I've seen the hardships that people face day to day. So I'm well aware of it, which allows me to connect with people.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a very crucial time where young leaders, where new people, good intentions come in to bridge that gap, to build trust again with the people, to show them that we actually can do something and that we are there for you. Yes.
Amazing. So I believe both of them have a very selfless attitude in this context to go ahead for their candidacy, and I believe the politicians, the leaders who are representing the local government this time really needs to have this perspective, because at the end of the day, as he rightfully mentioned, they are representing, you are representing the communities within your area, and that actually speaks a lot, because when the people can't speak for themselves, it's the candidates, that's the elected leaders who can speak for the generous needs of the community. So with all these upcoming election situations and all, now how do you feel like is the appetite of the people for the local government election? So I'm directing this question first to you. So how do you feel? Are they having a positive response about it, or are they feeling neutral about it, or with the delay, because it was delayed a bit as well, with that, have they like felt like, okay, this is taking time, so this might not happen, this might not be very essential? What is your take on your community area? How do you feel like the people are responding to these local government elections this time?
Yes, I mean, it's a great question, because we've been struggling with trying to get the perspective of people as well. I mean, the local government election is definitely a personal one, right? People are looking at who your representative is. Is he from here? Will he actually be there for us, or will he disappear after the whole election? And their main concerns when it comes to local election is, will this person help us with the garbage collection? The street lights gone out, will they help with us? Maybe a problem in the local school, right? Maybe a problem in the local community. So are they going to represent us? But even as I go campaigning door to door, I've seen so many youths that are voiceless, so many elders who feel abandoned, and at the same time, just families that are working hard just to have a better future.
Right.
And there's so much of hope that has been lost, right? They don't know how to come out of this struggle. And because of that, the perspective they're looking at the election is like, it's another election. You know, it doesn't make any difference, right? So some people, I mean, but you would still be surprised to see if they see someone genuine there coming to help you, and then they open their arms with warmth and support. But you still have to build trust on them. I think that's going to take some time. But it's a very important election, because like you said, we are late for it, and we do need a municipal council, and the municipal council really plays a huge role in that particular city or town. It really does. So like I said, I mean, people are resilient, some are quiet, some are not sure, and some are hoping for a better future because there are new faces and new people coming up.
Right.
Yes.
So just a follow-up question, because you mentioned about new faces as well. How are the people taking up on the new faces? Are they, like as you said as well, they need to build upon the trust. So the matter of trust comes with time as well. Now when it comes to the new faces, how the people are adapting for it?
Okay, so see, I have 2 points of view on this, right? So one thing is, I think when you give a chance to a new person, they should have some prior time. They should have some preparation time. Because when you go door to door with all of these letdowns, right, with all this history, and you say, look, I'm going to do it, it's again a promise. I am going to do it, not that I did it. So I would say there's always an advantage for the people who have done it, right? But maybe they have other shortcomings, maybe. Right, but there is a massive positive, a positive perspective when you say, he's new, or he's educated, or he's young. Those are very important factors as well. But that preparation time is also very important, because people want to see, even though is he new and young, is he coming for power? Is he coming for his own benefit? You know, I think those are the questions that are raised. Yes.
Thank you so much. So there's so many burning questions that the people do have apart from who they are electing as well. So I'm going to just take a small take on your aspect as well with regards to the people finding these new faces and how the responses are for the upcoming election.
It's actually a very good question, and like that is the problem that we are facing at this moment as well, because one thing is that we are as young candidates and new faces. And I think the people who have been here in this, they have corrupted this whole system, I would say. I can't pinpoint to anyone as particular, but since they have lost their own values, their own respect, it's really hard for us to build a new one. When we go there, when we go to people, person to person, like when we are going house to house on our campaign, it's not that very welcoming, not always welcoming and responding with a positive attitude.
Right.
They are like neglecting, okay, this is just another election, we just have to vote. And some people, they have it in back of their minds, we are not going to vote, we are not going to be there. It's just another one, okay, just another paper, they will leave it and go. Okay, leave it and go. Leave it on the ground and go. They are not coming to take the paper and talk to us even a word. So that, of course, what I would say, they don't have trust in us. Most of the people, they think, okay, they are coming for their personal, as he said very clearly, they are coming for their personal benefits. Or they are coming for the greediness for the power. That's what the previous people, they have shown to the villagers. Because of that, they think, okay, this is for them, not for us. And everybody is thinking, like as he said very clearly, the buds or the lamp posts, will he fix it? Will she fix it? Will they help us in our garbage system? Those are the things that all the people who are living in this area, they are really thinking of. They don't want who's coming into power. They don't have any personal likings or dislikings. What they want is the things to be in order. So if we can give that trust, okay, we will be doing it, but we will be again. That will be part. They are not sure about, because they have got a lot of false promises. I will do this, I will do that, yes, I will do this. They have got a lot of false promises. But when will they do it? None of them have done it and shown it, okay, I did it, there you go. None of them had done it. So what we have to do is, okay, we have to assure, not a promise. We have to assure that we will do everything under our power. Not magic. We cannot do magic. We have to, we don't have to do some new things. What we have to do is to maintain a smooth coup. Like balance all the human resources and give a better service, I would say. Give a better service to the people who are living in that area.
Thank you so much. So it is all about the small details that the community, that the people like you and me look up to. So let's dive into more things about the local government. Before that, let's take a short commercial break. This is the Public Square. We are back with the Public Square, where we discuss about the local government, the power, the people and the way forward. So we were discussing about how the government is and how people feel when it comes to the local government upcoming elections. So now I'm going to direct this question about something that has been a little bit of a highlighting aspect when it comes to this time of election. So I'm going to ask this question first from you. Now, when it comes to the elections, the electoral system of Sri Lanka, we feel that in commonly that the party is more highlighted than the individual at certain areas. Now, just giving an example, when it comes to the ballot sheet of the election as well, so the big symbol is always the party. Then it's the name of the person, or ideally whatever, the sign or symbol. So it's a little bit minimized or hasn't given the spotlight that it deserves for an individual at times. So how does the people feel about it, and how do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's the right way to take it for the party to give a prominence first, or especially since you're coming from the list as well, does the individual need to be highlighted a bit more? How's your take on that?
I mean, it's a really good question. I mean, I think in the ballot sheet it's the symbol only.
Only the symbol.
Yes, you don't actually include the individual candidates.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, at least for local government, yes. So this is a good question, because we have this api kaput kola, or kaput ratu, that's the thing. But I think in the past or in the near past, things have changed a lot. People are now looking at who is this person, right? Because I think, again, because of the, I don't want to pinpoint, but there have been many people who have crossed over parties, right? And some people, because they are people who does something, they do still get the votes.
Yeah.
And then the others don't.
Yeah.
But all others do get the votes because they are in that party. So like you said, it's a very, it's like a, it's either can go this way or that way. Yes, right? But it has changed in the past. People are looking at the individual person now. And I would like to say that in my party, SJP, there are much more open platforms for individual candidates now.
Okay.
We are promoting individuals. So that helps us also to build or to build our character in the community, which is, I think, a good thing. But as to your question, in a direct answer, I think things are changing, right? It's not always about the color or the symbol anymore. Yes.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a modern thinking pattern for the upcoming
definitely.
Election, and also with the change that people have done a bit with their voting.
Yes.
Interesting. So now when it comes to you, how do you now, he referred to as how people think in a modernized way a bit. Now, in your direct communicative way, when it comes to, you are visiting door to door for campaigns and all.
Yes.
Now, in this concept, how have you felt like in your experience, people understanding there are so many parties that have divided and brought into new parties, and also there are people who have jumped from one party to another.
Yes.
How are people taking on this matter, and how they feel like they should proceed with in terms of the local government?
Yeah, I should say the first thing is that since we have only the symbol this time, it's advantages and on the other hand, it's disadvantages as well.
Exactly.
Yeah? As he clearly said, kapuat kola. Yeah? There are a certain set of people from generations. They are in that party.
Yeah.
They don't want to change it, despite of the person who contest. They want to be in that party. Whoever, okay, I go and I just put the cross to the aliyah and come. That's it. I don't care what is the name there or anything. So in that case, advantages. But disadvantages, like new faces. When we go as a new person, we don't know. I mean, they don't know who we are. This person might have come from another party.
Exactly.
I have not seen this person before. So this person might have jumped from, like, always like we are they believe they jumped like frogs. So this person might have come from another party. I have not seen this person before. This person has not come to our place before. Last time you didn't come, right? Now this time you're coming. So are you new or are you from another party?
Right.
So that sort of an attitude they come out with. So in that case, what we have to ensure, like, what sort of a journey that we are planning to go. In that case, what I say is symbol or the person is irrelevant.
Right.
The person who works is the most relevant part, not elephant or like any other symbol, or like, the candidate Janadhi Senaratne, or it's not that which is relevant.
True.
Whoever who can come and do something for the people is more relevant. So being a symbol or being a name is, I don't think that will have a better weightage. What I say is, if a person comes and works for that community, that is what we have to recognize.
Right, so it's drifted from party politics specifically with the modern approach. People have not been going with the traditional mindset, but rather trying to seek or get the prospective aspect of the new upcoming phases and give a chance. So I'm going to ask this question from both of you once again. Now, when it comes to the election time, I believe now when you all go for campaigns, people get connected with you all, they get to see you, they get to talk with you and all. But once you all, let's assume in a hypothetical way, once you all get into power, and at times the community feels like it gets disconnected with the ruling party. It has been most happening when it comes to the recent situations as well. It has been a normal scenario day to day when you see like, okay, I made sure this person gets elected, but I feel disconnected with this person in terms of post-election matters.
Sure.
So what's your take on this aspect? Why does the people get disconnected post-election? And do you have any, a strategy or anything that you feel like you can adapt to build a bridge and connect those gaps?
I mean, I think the answer is fairly obvious. I mean, a lot of people, like we discussed this entire program, a lot of mini politicians, I won't say all of them, they come and promise you the sun and moon. They come and say everything, and they will smile for the cameras. They'll have dozens of pocket meetings, everything. And they will, how do you say again, like we have 1 month to campaign, we'll put all of that in that 1 month, that entire effort. It's not spread it out, right? So, but when the election is done, right, you can't find the person, yet alone take action to the problems, right? I mean, personally, what I would do is, what I have planned is to create a platform that the people can be connected with their local representatives, a direct platform. I mean, I won't discuss the platform per se right now, but that's the whole idea that I have. And like I said before, if you have been doing this service, or if you have been I don't want to say campaigning, the service, if you have been doing a service to the people for some time, this is going to be consistent.
Exactly.
Right? So consistency is very important here. And that is where we lack. And that is why we rush with the posters, the digital marketing, the pocket meetings, the bunnies and the kitty packet, we put it all out just for that few weeks or few months of campaigning, right? And then also there's the other hand where, I don't want to say where you buy votes. See, the vote is very valuable, right? It's your democratic right.
Exactly.
Right. So there are, I mean, I would like to say in my experience, there are a lot of favors that have been asked. You do this for me, I'll get you this amount of votes. Or it can be vice versa as well. The people may ask, or the candidate or the politician might ask. Right. So this is something that my grandfather has told me actually. If I help you before the election, why do I need to help you after the election? I think that's a fair point. I've already done you the favor. Right? So I don't need to do more later on. So it's always good to see how that person does his own work, how he puts his own effort to find out what is wrong with the community, what is wrong in the system, find solutions to it. And then people go back and appreciate that and give the vote for you. Because this person did something, let's support him further so he can do something better for us. Yes.
Thank you so much. Anything that you want to add to his comment as well before we move on to the next segment?
As he clearly said that, like, people, they are the greediness of the people are coming forward when they are going on their campaign. And then they promise, okay, I will do these things, all these things, like sun, moon, and end of the day stars. You see, twinkle, twinkle, little stars. So what if they can, really give something like and prove it? So what I think is, we should have a open door policy. Everybody has to come to us and talk to us with their problems, whatever the problems they have. If we can talk to them, talk to individually, then I don't think that gap will be there. Because this time when we are contesting, when the candidates are going to ask for the vote, rather, sometimes beg for the vote. That is because the candidates who have been in this, who know the taste of it, they are so much greedy and they want to protect their power. So because of that, that space is built after that. After the election, that space is built because the person who was there for everybody, vanished into thin air. Yeah? But what we want, we as youngsters, what we are trying to do is we have to have an open door policy and then let them talk to us. Each and every individual come to us with their problems, and the way that we can, like, what I'm saying is I'm not going to promise them miracles. We also are humans. Under our power, the things that we can do, we will definitely do them. After coming into powers, before coming into powers. It's no validity period, no expiry date, I would say.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
I mean, what she said is perfectly right, because in the local elections or when you're in the local municipal council, it's not grand promises.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very little things. You just have
small
to be,
details.
Yes, you just have to be present there, accessible, and you have to just see some things you can't do, like she said. But if you're there, if you're accountable, and at least if people are seeing you trying to do it, taking that responsibility and fighting for us, there is someone for us, that itself is a great inspiration for people. That's a great strength to people. And there itself you have a community full of positiveness rather than lost hope kind of a thing. Yes.
Thank you so much. So it is all about transparency and accountability, along with integrity as well, that the leaders should hold when it comes to representing their communities. So before we dig deep into the last segment of today's program, let's take a short commercial break. This is the Public Square. Back with the final segment of today's episode, the Public Square, and we've been discussing about the local government and the upcoming elections and how do the people and also the leaders who are to be elected have the power for change. So now this question is going to be first directed to you. Now, when it comes to your party and also your candidacy as an individual, what are the objectives that you have when you come into power, that you want to make sure that your community gets it? And also, what are the plans that your party has for the municipal election, the local government elections, and to your level of hierarchy, the people, because it connects a lot with you, and also the party needs to involve as well. So what are those objectives, the plans, and the future about it?
Yes, actually, like as I said from the beginning, I cannot do miracles. We cannot do miracles, and I'm not going to promise all the sun and the moon and show you twinkle twinkle little stars. So what I want to do is like to use all the resources available. Now if you take the municipal council, there are human resources, the people who are they are like about 3 times more are there as required. So what I was expecting is like if we can use all this human resources properly, we can have a better service. Now some people are there, they just go to the office and sign and run 3-wheelers. End of the day, what do? They get two payments from so they don't do their job. And take as an example the garbage collecting system that is done by a private company. Why can't we do it by ourselves? By the government. Then we can keep the fundings also for us.
Very true.
And then we can use our resources as well, our own resources as well, and we will not have excess stuff. So like we have already. So what our plan, my party's and our plan is to utilize the human resources and elaborate it in a proper way and get the maximum use of the resources what we have already without wasting it.
So I believe human resources play a crucial part,
Very
and it's nice to hear that you are telling that the human resources need to be not saturated, but rather it should be given the adequate task and have to be utilized well.
Yeah, I don't want to pressurize. I mean, I'm not telling that I'm pressurizing people to work according to their proper these things, but what I'm saying is like you can be happy with what you do. End of the day, you can go home with a satisfied mind that I am not cheating to my community. I'm not cheating. I'm doing a service to my community rather than doing two jobs like signing and showing that I'm in service where you are not present in that service.
So there's corruption there itself. So you need to filter up the root cause itself for the next hierarchical levels as well. So what's your take on this? What are your objectives? How are your plans aligned with the upcoming local government election as you are going from the list as well? That's something unique here as well.
Yes.
So how do you take on that?
I mean, as a candidate from the list, I think I'm more focused on the grassroots. But what she said was perfect. I mean, there are certain things in the system that needs to be fixed, right? But there's something else that I have a vision for Sri Jayawardenapura Kotte being the capital, the administrative capital. I think there's a lot of youth empowerment that we can administer to. There's a lot that we can do there. So I would like to actually have a huge proposal, a huge project for a youth hub. This certain hub is going to not only create job opportunities or to grow skills, right? But we can integrate that with the council at the same time with the private sector as well. That means people can come and invest. We have waste management. So waste management right now from the Municipal Council, for example, we have separated our waste now, plastics, polythene, whatnot. These things can be sent, what we need can be sent to the youth hub where the young people can come and experiment, improvise, innovate the digital infrastructure. So I'm also inspired by this old politician where we have the public library, let's say. So it's about books, but now we're in a more digital era. I would like to have a massive computer lab with the latest technologies and have a membership fee there, a very small membership fee there, where anybody can come and do their research, they can learn, they can spend time there, which keeps the young people also engaged. They have more opportunities as well, people who can't afford these things, who can't go to school maybe, all of them have an opportunity. And at the same time, you have the growth factor where you can build skills and opportunities. I mean, that is my personal view, what I would like to do if I get the opportunity. But at the same time, our party, I think SJB, this is the first time we are going for municipal council election. So what we like to do is build that trust back to show how powerful a municipal council can be. So much of work can be done to the community, to the municipal council. It has been forgotten. I think 30 years ago or something, these municipal councils were so powerful. They made so many changes to the community inside. But now we wait for the ministers to carry that load as well, which I think is not really fair. That's why we have these separate entities, right? So there's a lot that the municipal council can do as well, and that is one of the main focuses of SJB to look into. Yes.
Right.
I'd like to add another point to that actually. For the future generations, what we have to do is we have to direct them to the proper educational levels, because educated people has to come out. Like for each and every position, they have to have some sort of an educational background and proper, as he very clearly says, like the libraries, they are very much essential. Digital libraries or physical libraries, they are very much essential, because we have to have some educated people coming forward. So we have to give a better opportunity, I would say, for the new generations as well.
Yeah, it makes complete sense when you all are talking about how much these tiny details, small details, it might be not something very big or lavish, but then again at the end of the day, not everyone has equal access to most of the things. For an example, like library, access and the teeny tiny details. So what our people and also our leaders should understand is that when it comes to the local government elections, it is you who needs to speak for the people. It is you who need to make sure that your leader is accountable to what he or she promised as well. So both of you all actually mentioned about youth in both of your responses as well. Since our audience members might have cue to take something from today's program as well.
Sure.
What is your last take-home message that you want to give to our spectators, our viewers who are watching the public square in terms of these upcoming local government elections? And what do you feel like the responsibility should be for the people to take on? One final message?
Great. I mean, I like the question, and I think the answer is in the question itself. It is their future, and they should be responsible for who they vote as well, not just the person who's elected.
Yeah.
Because when they vote, they're not just voting for their futures only, they're voting for our children as well.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe born, maybe not born, but still their futures as well. What I would like to say is actually, when you do vote, make sure you do your own research. Yeah? Make sure you do not go because of a trend. You do not vote because of a trend. Do your own research. See who the person is. See whether that person will actually be there for you. And stand on your own feet.
Yeah.
It's very important. We are in a democracy. We are blessed to be in a democracy. So use that vote perfectly, as much as you can. Yes. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So, any final comments that you want to add as well?
Yeah, what I'd really like to say is go put your valuable vote, the first thing, most important.
Yeah.
Because most of the people are there just waiting at home, or they say that, okay, we don't have time or we are not interested.
Yeah.
But this valuable vote can change a whole new future. So therefore, my first thing is, I want to tell everybody, go use your vote and select wisely. Our educational levels and our future all depends in your hand. If you select wisely without getting carried away, you will definitely have a better municipal council. And if you are getting carried away with the sayings of the earlier people and corrupted people, it's of course again a list of promises will be remaining. So what I would say is, like, to everybody, please use it wisely, don't get carried away, and all the very best for everybody.
Yes, so when it comes to the aspect of people voting, right, like she said rightfully as well, because first thing is our responsibility is to vote, to go for a vote, and to make sure that our democratic right is being utilized properly, to make sure that the right set of leaders are being appointed, are being given the power to work for us, to work for our requirements. So both of them were our candidates for the upcoming local government election, and we discussed about how important it is, the role of the local government for the community, for the grassroots level, because it's close to the heart and soul of democracy, the people, which is essentially the democratic aspect. So it is also the people who should be mindful about who they give the power and give the responsibility, and also for the leaders to be accountable, transparent, and integrity should be respected at all means and at all times. So we discussed a broad approach and also the personal opinions and perspectives of the local government and the upcoming elections and how the people see it as well. So we will be discussing about much more topics that the local government and many more political aspects that the people has to ask from the leaders. So for today's episode, joining with me, we had Ms. Janadhi Senaratne, candidate Sri Jayawardenapura Kotte Municipal Council representing the United National Party. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining in Mr. Subhaga S. Herath, candidate from the list of Sri Jayawardenapura Kotte Municipal Council representing the Samagi Jana Balawegaya.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for both of you all for joining.